What's up, everybody? Marty Caldwell here with your Fantasy Football Report. I'd like to thank John McClenny of McClenny General Contractors for sponsoring this segment of the show. So this week we're going to talk about draft strategy. So it really is going to depend on if you have 10 teams or 12 teams in your league. If you have 10 teams, the number one strategy, in my opinion, is to wait on a quarterback. Don't take a quarterback until the 10th round or later. I just did a 10-team league draft, and I was able to get Patrick Mahomes in the 8th round, and the only reason I picked him in the 8th round was because 9 quarterbacks had already gone, and so I didn't want to be stuck without a really good quarterback, so I wanted to grab Patrick Mahomes, but he was the only quarterback I drafted. There was another team that waited until the 15th round, and they were able to get Brock Purdy, which is still a really good quarterback that late in the draft, and that was the only quarterback that he drafted. So you can get a lot of value in the later rounds with quarterbacks in a 10-team league. But I'm going to talk about 12-team leagues because that's a lot of the leagues that I do. So this is the strategy that I use. What I do is I make a list of 55 players, 15 to 20 running backs, 30 to 35 receivers, and 5 tight ends. And that is my draft list that I'm going to go by until all those players are gone. And then once they're gone, then I'm going to take a quarterback. I don't care if somebody grabs Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen or Jalen Hurts. I'm not going to pick those guys. I'm going to get my guys on my skill team, and I'm going to have really good skill guys. And my quarterback is going to just be somebody that can throw the football to possibly one of the receivers that I have already on my team. That way I can double up my points. So that's what I'm going to do. I also think that one of the biggest things you can do is pick a running back in the first 2 rounds of the draft. If you want to pick, if you're picking early, I would pick a Saquon Barkley or a Bijan Robinson. Bijan, yeah. And if you're picking at the end, you can grab Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, or you can wait and pick those players up in the 2nd round. You can get a Chase Brown or Josh Jacobs or Jonathan Taylor. So at least get a starting running back in the first 2 rounds. If you do not do that and you want to go with receivers, which is fine, that's not a terrible strategy, but this is my strategy. If you do not get a running back in the first 2 rounds, I would grab one in the 3rd round. In the 3rd round, you can get a running back like Kyron Williams or a James Cook, which are really good running backs. If you wait until the 4th round, then you're getting people like Alvin Kamara or Chuba Hubbard. So, you know, the running back pool is going to deplete as you go later. You're going to like the receivers that are available in the 5th and through 8th rounds more than you're going to like the running backs that are there. So I think you should grab a running back early in the draft, get at least 2 by the 4th round, 5th round at the latest, have 2 running backs, and then you can go receivers if you want like. Another strategy that I like to use, which is kind of odd, I've used it the last couple of years, it's worked out really well, is quarterback by committee. So what I like to do is I like to grab, you know, those 55 players, and then I like to grab some players that I think that are going to have breakout years, a running back or a receiver. Someone like a Matthew Golden, who I think is going to have a really good year as a receiver. So I might grab him in the 8th or 9th round if he's available. So the strategy I'm talking about is quarterback by committee. So let's say that you don't want to grab any of the quarterbacks and you want to wait till like the 12th and 13th round to grab a quarterback. You can grab a quarterback like Drake May, Justin Herbert, or Trevor Lawrence. You can grab one of those guys and pair them with a Bryce Young or a Geno Smith, and their schedules will match up really, really well. Where like one week you start Drake May, the next week you start Bryce Young, just depending on the matchup. So those quarterbacks go really well together. Whichever one of those 3 you like, match with the other 2 that you like. That is a strategy that I've used in the past. Those teams have usually worked out really well because, again, the quarterback points, even though you think Josh Allen scores a bunch of points, which he does, on a week-to-week basis, if you take all the points they score through the whole season and you divide them up by the 17 weeks that they play, the difference between the number 1 quarterback and the number 5 to 8 quarterback is about 1 or 2 points per game. And so in that strategy, if you grab really good running backs or really good receivers, you're going to be ahead of everybody else who has the same quarterbacks. So last year, Josh Allen and Baker Mayfield. Josh Allen was top quarterback. Baker Mayfield per game total per game was 1 point difference between Josh Allen and a Baker Mayfield. So that's why I said you can wait on a quarterback. But most of all, when you're doing your draft, do not pick a kicker or a defense until the last rounds of the draft. However many you're picking, wait on a kicker, wait on a defense. So good luck in your drafts this week. I hope you do well, unless you're playing up against me, and then I hope you do terrible. But we want to thank John McClenny for sponsoring this segment of the show, and good luck to everybody. See you next week.